everybody, and welcome to another one of my videos. It's been about a week since I recorded one. I think I recorded two the last time I did them. It's been a weird week. You know, we're in a weird time right now, and I spend too much time thinking about the outside world and not enough time spending. I don't spend enough time on my own little world sometimes. I don't know. Some people say the opposite would be true. But, you know, one of my last videos, it might have been my very last video, it was about Magic the Gathering, the card game, which is now a virtual internet online card game, which is a really weird combination of old and new technology. Anyway, I used to watch several of those a day, and I used to, I mean, not so much intently, but they'd be on in the background, and it was kind of wallpaper, you know. That's what I like to call things that are on and there, you know, media that's there, but I'm not really paying attention to. Usually it's music, but, you know, sometimes it's videos like that, and every once in a while I'll pay attention, but for the most part, it's just kind of there. Anyway, I quit last week, and it's weird when you spend a lot of time doing something, even if it's not very intently, that you wind up you wind up with a little bit of a void. Anyway, I'm not doing another video about Magic. I promise, it's over. It kind of feels like an ex-girlfriend that I got back together with and regretted it, and now it's really over. Yeah, I haven't had an ex-girlfriend in a while, so I treat a lot of other things in that way. This town I used to live in called Asheville, North Carolina, it felt like a girlfriend in a way. Mostly because while I was living there, I didn't have very many girlfriends. I mean, I kind of, sort of, pseudo dated a bunch of different women, but it was always some kind of stupid nightmare scenario. It always devolved into friend zone stuff. Maybe friends with benefits if I was lucky. It was never any. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were quite a few dates, but they weren't what you would consider like conventional date. That whole town was not conventional, and I fucking hated it. And I remember I was trying to move out and go do something else in the bigger, badder world back in 2012. And I tried moving to Brooklyn for a little while. And this is just before Hurricane Sandy. It was like a month before Hurricane Sandy. And I'm really glad I didn't do that. I came back, but it was funny. While I was there, I had made a couple of new friends. And, you know, they were, none of them were from there. They were all from somewhere else. Like, I'm sure everybody in Brooklyn is probably like that. At least back in those days. Anyway, I kept talking about Asheville like it was some long lost ex-girlfriend or something, and I wound up going back to her. And I've tried to escape Asheville. I say escape because it was definitely like an escape rather than leaving. If you've ever been there or lived, especially if you lived there for any amount of time, you'll know that people call it the vortex or a vortex. I mean, it's the most vortexy place I've ever lived, where it just kind of sucks you back in. Like, you try to leave, you try to get out, and it's probably kind of like recidivism, you know, when you're in prison and you get let out of prison and you're like, give all these big plans, and you go out and you try the plans, and then things don't quite work out, and then you wind up back in prison. Anyway, I don't know what my topic is today. Today's topic is no topic. We're doing a Seinfeld episode. I'm just going to talk randomly about lack of inspiration, I guess. You know, I've shown this channel off to a few people so far, and, you know, this is a very slow burn so far. I've only got, as of last time I uploaded, I had 6 subscribers. And this is my 31st video. It's episode 31. I've done a 2-parter, and then I had another video that was a bunch of clips of my old dog before she passed away. So, I mean, whatever. This is my 31st episode today, I think. Probably, yeah. I'll have to double check. But I'm going to go ahead and try and do a couple of them here today because I have a few ideas, but I don't know. I just the inspirato just didn't peak. Didn't peak until today, I guess. And I'm only inspired today because I promised myself I would keep this grind up, and the inspiration is mostly coming from the outside. One of my good friends, hey, you know who you are, talked to me yesterday and was watching my video about my app ideas, and she was like, "Oh, that's actually a good idea. I'm going to do it. I've been studying coding. I'm going to make your Rolodex app." If you're wondering what I'm talking about, go check out my my app ideas. I said that's the two-parter. I think Rolodex was actually the very first app idea, and so it would have been in part one. But watch them both because I'm awesome in both of them, of course. And you'll love them, I promise. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, her enthusiasm for my videos definitely inspired me to make some more. And it was funny, I hadn't realized how many days it had been. I'm not on a regular schedule. I just, and so she was asking me, you know, how do you do this? Is it just whatever's in your head? And I'm like, yeah, so far it's been kind of like therapy. Like, I'm just talking about what's stuck in my head. Like, what I find myself going over and over and over again, you know, whether it be, you know, political stuff or have it be just a certain idea or, you know, I'm going to talk about everything on here eventually. And it's not like it's not like I've run out of ideas or anything. Believe me, I've got probably thousands of ideas for topics. It's just what do I want to talk about? You know, what am I really into right now? And, you know, I've kind of covered a lot of the things that I'm really interested in at the moment. So I don't want to just kind of bore anybody with just random nonsense. But I figured that's what I would do for this episode. Just random nonsense. Just kind of talk and talk and talk. Talk about talking. You know, like a talk show about talk shows. Only it's just me. I don't have any other guests. Not yet. I probably will eventually have guests and turn this solo into a duo or a trio or a quartet. And, you know, I don't know about that. We will see if it's interesting. I only want to keep things interesting. And, you know, when you get past two people, conversations sometimes turn into shouting matches. I can get really, really loud. Anybody who knows me knows how loud I can get. And, I tend to step on other people's toes when I'm talking, and it's my fault. I'll take all the blame for it, but my mind is so tangentical that sometimes I just have to get the thought out, and I don't have time for other people to give me their responses. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love data. Any amount of data. I love more data. I love having conversations with people. I love researching things. I love having people tell me things I don't know. But quite often when I'm in conversations with people, I find myself assuming, well, at least what I think that they're going to be saying next. And I'll just kind of be like, yeah, I see where you're going. And I'll just leapfrog right ahead and kind of stomp on everything they're saying. And it's not that I don't respect them. It's not that I don't want to hear it. It's just that I'm eager for the new data. And, you know, sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah. Know this, I know this. Okay, let's get to the fresh stuff. And sometimes that fresh stuff is me making a comment that has just occurred to me. And if I wait for them to repeat things that I already know, whatever, you know, sometimes my new thought will just disappear. So that's why I'm an asshole. Those of you that know and or try to love me, there you go. I think I've tried to explain it in the past, but yeah, that's how my mind works. And please don't take it personally. And I know you don't. You mostly. But yeah, so I'm going to do a couple other videos here of ideas that I've had for a long time. Stuff that has been stuck in my head for a long time that I've kind of wanted to get out. And I've attempted to have what are going to amount to some lectures. I mean, it's a lecture anytime I'm just talking to the camera, right? I mean, I'm not interacting yet. It starts out like this. And like I said, I eventually want this to become conversation through the comments and maybe even reaction videos. Do people still do reaction videos? I know that was a big thing back in the early days of the old online video thing. But Yeah, so I'm going to end this video by talking about videos. And this is the closest thing I'm going to have to a topic today. And so this video is first going to be published on YouTube. And YouTube has recently changed their rules, and they nonchalantly sent out an email to everybody. Now I have two channels. One is my I was intending on it staying non-commercial, and I've not put ads on it. I've not monetized it. I've had it for a good 8 to 10 years now. And the first thing I published on it was a music video for a song on a record I produced 15 years ago. And anyway, I never intended to make any money on it. I didn't want to. It was also a place where I posted videos of cars that I was messing around with or trying to flip. It has all kinds of, so it's got car videos. It's got project videos, which, I don't know if I've yet to finish a project on a video series yet. I've started a bunch of them, and a lot of those projects are still ongoing, but I don't think I've actually wrapped one up yet. I intend to do a bunch of that here soon. But anyway, YouTube sent this email out. Like I said, I got 2 of these emails, and they're like, whether you want to monetize your channel or not, we're going to do it anyway. So even if I don't want to put commercials on my videos, they're going to put commercials on my videos. So it's kind of forcing your hand, like, well, so you're going to make money. And then they say right in there, they're going to monetize videos whether I like it or not. I mean, and it's their platform, whatever. They're a private company. They're not a utility, so they can do whatever they want. It's just a little sneaky, I think. I'm guessing that the costs of serving videos is starting to weigh on them a little bit, and they're trying to monetize everything. I mean, it's the nature of everything, guys. The internet, the business model for the internet since day one has been like a sleazy drug dealer in a neighborhood that deals to kids. It's like you give it away free for you start by giving it away for free, and you get them hooked, and you get them in there, and you're like, hey kid, oh, you want to get high again, huh? Oh, you want to watch another video? Well, this one's gonna have a commercial. Oh yeah, now you're ours forever. Yeah. So I can't say that's a bit of a surprise. The second thing that they're doing, there were like 3 or 4 things, and each one of them was like a really big deal. And just off the top of my head, the 2 that stood out to me the most was that they're going to monetize channels whether you like it or not. The other thing that stood out to me was that they're going to treat. All right, so if you are part of their partner program and you do make money off of their videos, instead of them sending you a check and letting you handle your own tax dealio stuff on your own, now they're going to be treating anything that they any money you make off of YouTube is going to be considered a royalty, probably in the same way that royalties are handled for anything like books, music, whatever. But the catch is they're going to go ahead and keep the taxes. And then they're going to hand the taxes over to mama government. And I guess they're going to tax you as if you were a U.S. citizen no matter where you are. And so, I mean, if you're a U.S. citizen and you're already paying taxes and all that good stuff, and you make enough to have to bother filing every year and all that good stuff, it's probably not going to be that big of a difference. But I know me, I'm not making any money off of these, so it's not really that big of a deal to me because I'm not making any money yet. I've yet to get a single check from YouTube, so it's not a big deal. But I figure if that does happen, I like to be in control of my own money. I like to handle paying my own taxes. I like to do it all at the end of the year myself so I can add it up. I don't trust the government, and I definitely don't trust YouTube to add it up right. Somehow they always owe me money. Well, I don't like them holding on to my money all year. So fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you for that shit. Seriously. Why it's going to be costing you a lot of money and a lot of time to be doing this. I don't understand if this is some kind of way to appease the government and try to get around Section 230, But Section 230 is going to come down on your head super fucking hard really soon, especially with all this election meddling and all this horse shit that you guys are caught up in right now. Man, when the president gets officially reelected after his gigantic landslide victory and he decides to fucking hold you guys to the fire, man, yeah, anyway, that's a whole nother set of topics for a whole other bunch of videos, but it seems really heavy-handed, and it seems like the kind of thing that would cost YouTube a bunch of money to have to do all that extra accounting and shit. And my guess is that their accounting is going to be really, really shitty, because good accounting is always expensive. And they're going to wind up sending way more money to the government than they need to. And then a lot of YouTube people who are getting those checks are going to get a lot less money than they're used to, and a lot of them are going to get no money. You know, there's probably going to be new thresholds. Obviously, this whole thing with them monetizing videos that aren't part of the partner program are also going to be making them money, but not making money for the creators. Things are in flux. I've already got a whole nother channel on Odyssey. I'm ready to have a channel on Minds and BitChute and all these other platforms, and I even tried Rumble. I still don't get Rumble. I think I'm too old. I think Rumble's for the kids. You go, you know, I think it's some kind of Snapchat, blah, 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 TikTok thing. I don't know. I don't understand. That whole new generation. YouTube's as new as I like to get. And I do like the Odyssey because it's kind of old. It reminds me of YouTube 10 years ago. Okay. All right, have I rambled enough to make this video? Oh, hell yeah, 17 minutes. That's my sweet spot right there. Well, look, y'all, I hope you enjoyed my Seinfeld episode of my no topic. And look, the next, that I promise I won't do this again for a while. I'll try to stay on a specific topic. But yeah, think about all of the random shit I just talked about. I love you. I mean it. Until next time.